All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? Super excited for you and Buffy. We are joined by the great Buffy. All right, she is a candidate for Master of Sport in the sport of kettlebell lifting. All right, if you didn't know that there's a sport of kettlebell lifting, imagine marathon running mixed with Olympic weightlifting. That's the best way I can describe it. And we've got a beginner's kettlebell sport workout for you. It's not part of any program, but you could just do this and see if you actually like the sport. It's recommended to do light, medium, heavy for this one, but if you only have one pair of kettlebells, you can just do all the sets with the same bell weight and you'll still have fun doing it. But long cycle is a combination of jerk and a clean, or a clean and a jerk. So sometimes we call it the clean and jerk. Buffy, will you just go ahead and do a clean and jerk for me, please? So the clean, you should know the clean and you should know the jerk if you're doing this with us. If not, go back and watch our tutorial on how to do clean and jerk or the long cycle, okay? So one clean into the rack position, one jerk. You wanna make sure you get good fixation overhead. Your legs are straight, your arms are straight, and then you bring the bells back down to the rack, you clean it again, all right? When you've performed one clean followed by one jerk, that's one repetition, all right? We'll be doing lots more videos like these with more instruction as far as like about the sport. But if you wanna do just a nice little fun sport workout with us, get ready, all right? Hopefully you're all warmed up by now. Buffy's warmed up, we skipped that portion. So we're gonna start with what's called a double hand insertion drill, okay? So you're gonna take your two lightest kettlebells, you're gonna act like you're doing a clean, you're gonna insert your hands before the kettlebells actually get to the body, and you're gonna do low, medium, high insertion. So this is we want to practice really getting your hands fully inserted no matter where the kettlebells are in space, so that the kettlebells don't come crashing into your shoulders, and you could basically do cleans with your eyes closed. One thing I see with a lot of kettlebell lifters when they're doing cleans is that their hand insertion is way too late. The bells hit the shoulders and then that rocks them back. They feel it in their lumbar, they feel it in their legs, and you lose reps and it just beats you up. So this is a hand insertion drill. It's gonna go ahead and teach that quick hand insertion. So we only have one round for 1 minute of this. Get ready, you need a nice wide stance, okay? Athletic stance, hips back, lumbar flat. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hand insertion drill. So you're hiking those kettlebells back between the legs nice and high. You're keeping your lumbar flat. And then you are inserting your hands. You have to let go of the handles and push your hands all the way through the window as deep as you can get them. Once you have those bells secure, you can drop them back down into the clean again. Now, definitely there's a lot of hips and glutes activated and getting those bells to come forward out of the backswing. But remember, a higher backswing will allow the bells to come up higher in the front swing as well, and also shifting your body weight backwards as those kettlebells start to move forward will help slingshot those kettlebells up in front of you like a catapult, okay? We're catapulting those kettlebells up in front of you. We could spend an entire workout just on the clean. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we've got that hand insertion drill dialed in, all right? Your clean should be nice and crisp. Now we'll be going into our long cycle section, okay? So we're gonna be doing 1 minute on, 1 minute off times 5 rounds. This is a pyramid, so we're gonna go light, medium, heavy, medium, light. But if you only have one pair of kettlebells, just do, the same thing for all 5 sets. 1 minute is quite a bit of rest, so you're gonna really be able to, work on your strength and your anaerobic capacity during this set, okay? Here we go. Set number 1, this is your light set. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 clean. Once you have control of the bells in the rack, then you can perform your jerk. It's the hop and drop. So you use those powerful legs to throw the kettlebells overhead, and then you quickly perform an under squat to catch those kettlebells with straight arms and then stand them up with straight legs. If you're wondering about pacing, you know, 14 to 16 reps is about the max that people can do. 14 to 16 reps per minute is about the max that people can do. That's like a sprint pace. Good job. When you get those kettlebells in the rack, the closer they are on the rack, the straighter, the more parallel they'll fall between your legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. You've got 1 minute of leisure here to chalk your hands. Buffy's using this minute to add some 2-kilo magnetic chip weights to the inside of her kettlebells. She's going from 12 kilo to 14 kilo. We've got about 30 more seconds of rest. So Buffy's just getting warmed up. She's getting ready for a 6-week cycle leading up to a competition in Northern California. It's the North Cali Open. I thought this would be a good opportunity to share the love of long cycle with the rest of you guys. 10 seconds, Buffy. 10 seconds at home. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set 2 of 5. 1 clean, 1 jerk. After that clean, you really want to let those elbows sink into your abdomen. It's helpful to exhale as you absorb the weight from that clean. That allows those arms to sink deep into the body, which will allow you to transfer more power from the legs through to the kettlebells. We've got 35 more seconds. Good job. Outstanding. Remember, always be breathing. The tendency is to want to inhale very sharply and then hold that breath. Well, you want to fight that urge. The best way to do that is to breathe out. When in doubt, breathe out. 3, 2, 1. That's 2 rounds down. 3 to go. When we exhale on the compressions and inhale on the expansions, we call that anatomical match breathing. It is like a cheat code for your kettlebell lifting or just any lifting or exercise in general. It basically turns your body into a giant pump, Buffy, a giant bellows. So when that weight squeezes you, it pushes your air out, and then as you expand, like you bring the kettlebells up, you'll just naturally draw it, that'll create a vacuum and you'll draw that air in. And then you don't have to work using your diaphragm to draw air in. You don't want to be using your diaphragm when you're holding kettlebells in the rack position trying to lift your chest, because then you're lifting the weight of your upper body plus the kettlebells, and that's very tiresome. We've got 7 more seconds. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. Okay. Round 3 of 5. Good job. In a perfect world, these kettlebells are moving in a straight line from the rack position to that overhead lockout position, which is going to be directly over your center mass, and your body moves around the kettlebells. That's why it's very important to have great spine and hip mobility so that you can work your body like a snake around those kettlebells, moving up and down like an elevator. Great fixation, Buffy. It's like you're training to go to the WKSF World Championships in Poland. 15 more seconds. Nice work. Looking good, champ.
Thanks, Coach.
5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so that was the top, that was the peak of the pyramid, okay? Now we're coming down the pyramid. If you are so blessed like we are to have so many assortments of kettlebells and chip weights. If not, just stick with the same kettlebells that you have and be thankful for those. 2 kettlebells are better than none, right?
Exactly.
We got 40 seconds. Now you're like, okay, that's not so much rest time after all. At this point, you're thankful for the full minute of rest time. Back and a long time ago, I did powerlifting where the rest time between sets would be like 15, 20 minutes. Workouts would take forever. And
It's like a vacation.
yeah. Yeah. You'd take it, have a snack, phone call, be on your phone.
Exactly.
All right, 10 seconds. Here we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 4 of 5. Good job. Perfect. Clean. Relax your legs in those static positions. By relaxing in those static positions, that allows you to twitch those muscles more quickly than if you were tense and holding that tension the whole time. We're working not only our muscular strength, but our elastic strength during the jerk, okay? So you want to load those tendons, and then you want to release them quickly. But if you keep them loaded the whole time, then everything kind of tightens up, and it's like, you know, trying to snap your fingers with a lot of tension. You can't really snap them. You have to stay a little bit loose so you can snap them. 15 more seconds. Great job. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. 4 down, 1 to go. I just love the way you drop those chip weights.
One of my favorite sounds.
Yeah. So the benefit of doing a pyramid is, you know, you get to do the lighter sets to kind of warm up. You can almost speed up your workout a little bit. A lot of times you'd have to do a lot of little light sets to warm up anyways, to work up to your working weight or your top set. So you do that with the lighter weights, work your way up to that heavy set. And then, so you can keep doing, so you can stack on volume. You can keep loading, but without the form degrading and keeping the pace high, you start to gradually drop down weight. And this allows you to do more volume than just maybe doing a, straight sets of a single weight. Like if you could only work with your working weight, you wouldn't be able to do nearly as much volume. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, 5 of 5. 5th and final set, best set. Good job. This is an opportunity to let it all go. I'm always thinking in my head, out, out, out. Whenever I'm catching the weight, dropping the weight, you know, I'm just out, out, out. Every time I feel a compression, out, out, out. And then you'll just naturally inhale at the right time. You don't even have to think about the inhales. It's the exhales you have to worry about. Good job. I know you can't watch Buffy right now, but try to keep your hands relaxed. The only time you should really be providing tension on those handles is when they're in the backswing, and maybe a little bit when they're in the rack and when they're flying, just to control them. But that's like fingertips. You don't really need to death grip them. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful work. All right. Great job. Section 2 is complete. Take a little drink if you need it. Towel off if you need it. We've only got one more section here. This is reverse jump squats because we really have to build our legs. We need to build that elastic strength, that power, that explosiveness through our legs. That's what provides all the power in the jerk and of course the long cycle. So we're going to be doing reverse jump squats. So a reverse jump squat, you're going to take either a single or double kettlebells if you're more advanced between your shoulder blades. And you're basically going to do the hop and the drop. So you're going to start with straight legs. You'll do a little hop where you get the triple extensions, ankles, knees, hip extension. And then you're going to drop down into a squat. And you can kind of play with how deep you do it. All right, you can play with that under squat, but it should mimic how deep you under squat in your jerk. And you'll be able to do a lot of reps in a short amount of time. And you want to be doing most of the work with the calves, and then the quads, and then the hips and glutes, okay? Kind of in that order, all right? So we're got 2 minutes straight through. This is kind of a beast for some of you guys, Buffy's gonna be working at close to 25 reps a minute, so she's shooting for about 50. You know, if you can keep up with her, great. If not, if you're using a heavy weight, you're new to this, just do them all with great form, okay? So you're gonna start with straight legs, you're gonna perform a little hop and a deep drop, and then stand up to locked out and repeat. Buffy, you ready?
Ready.
All right, I guess I'll shut up. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hop it and drop it. So it's a bunny hop with a big drop. Good job. The calves have so much work capacity. We really want to develop those calves, right? If you just rely on your quads, yes, they're strong, they're big muscles, but they're going to get tired, okay? And they'll be holding your weight a lot when you're just holding the weight in the rack position. So you want to get really good at trying to relax your quads as you're standing fully upright, and then really use that quick twitch from those calves. Those calves can really do a lot of volume because they're just used to like walking and running and doing activities all day long. So they can work for a long period of time. Your feet are going to get tired if you're new to this, but this is super beneficial. This will bring your numbers way up. It'll increase the speed and the power of your jerk so that you're really just doing a little quick twitch with those legs and throwing those kettlebells overhead and then quick under squat. The heavier the weight, the less high you can throw those kettlebells with your legs, right? So that's where that deep under squat comes in. So if you're like maybe working with a heavier weight at a slower pace, you might want to do, you know, your reverse jump squat, bump it up, but then drop really low underneath, and that's going to really work those quads and glutes more. The lower you get on the under squat, the more your quads and glutes are going to have to work. In a competition setting, you want to bump those kettlebells, you know, pretty high, so you have to do as little of an under squat as possible. The deeper that under squat, the more the distance that kettlebells have to move, and the more those quads and glutes and hamstrings have to work. We've got 7 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful work, great job. So that's the end of our short little intro to kettlebell sport. Now, of course, you would warm up and you would cool down, make sure you stretch. We've got a ton of stretching, we call them stackables, on our website, on prokettlebellworkouts.com. Feel free to check those out and follow along with one of our cool down, deload stretches. Buffy's gonna go ahead and stretch on her own. But thanks again for following along. Thank you, Buffy, for setting that great pace, and we will see you later. Bye.